What are some guy secrets girls don't know about? Many men have anxiety and or depression, but we will not talk about and will get moderately annoyed at you for bringing it up. Holy shit, this got gold. Thank you, kind stranger. I remember when I thought this was a successful post when it had only like 30 upvotes. Sometimes we pee on the poo stains in the toilet because we are too lazy to use the scrub. I don't know who complained, but the way I see, we do a fine great work. Sometimes we don't talk to people cause we don't want to intimidate them. I might see a girl with a cool shirt on, but I don't want to make her think I'm coming onto her or something. Rather than freak her out that a 66 guy thinks she looks good today, I just leave her alone. Especially if we're on an elevator or something where she can't leave, if she actually is uncomfortable. If we haven't carried in all the shopping in one go, we haven't done it right. Smart is lining up the bags and evenly distributing the weight, so you can take everything in one go. Wisdom is taking the majority on first trip and letting everyone else put away the groceries while you are on your second trip. Apostrophe. Maybe this is more of a dad secret, but I don't babysit my own kids. That's called fathering, damn it. A lot of porn is really weird. Just because we watched a video about banging a stepsister while her head was stuck in the dryer doesn't mean that's some sort of weird fantasy. The girl just looked good in the thumbnail. Best way I've ever heard it explained was no one wants to bang their sister, but everyone wants to bang their imaginary hot sister. If you compliment my appearance, I will probably remember forever. I still remember when a girl in college told me I looked nice with my beard when I first grew it out. I've had a beard ever since. Imma women. In college I complimented this random guy in line for coffee that he smelled really nice. It wasn't a pickup line or anything, I just enjoyed complimenting people. About a year later we ended up having a class together and I didn't recognize him at all. He came up to me and thanked me again for the compliment I gave him a year ago and said he hasn't forgotten about how nice that was for a stranger to be so upfront and to compliment him. We'll be married 7 years in June. Edit. Thank you for my first medal. I love sharing this story. Keep complimenting people, no matter their gender. You are a spark in a world of bright ender. We have the magical power of thinking about nothing. Manspreading isn't a sexual thing. We're trying not to crush our balls between our legs. I'm secretly an emotional wreck. I just hide it. As an older man, we don't expect you to look like a supermodel as we age together. Yes, at times I do see you as I did 30 years ago, and every wrinkle and flaw disappears. Yes, there are times I see every wrinkle and flaw, and know how you got every one of them. They are beautiful too. I wish more older men would answer. The answers so far are cool, but I'm also interested in hearing how life experience affects what is said. It's not uncommon for us to genuinely think you're beautiful without any makeup. This comment will be buried, but those perfectly round toilets suck. It's super annoying when your junk touches the inside of the toilet bowl. The oval toilets, like in most public toilets, are much better. Your chances of getting what you want out of us are infinitely higher if you tell us directly. I can vouch for this. I was upset with myself for not picking up what I thought were clear hints when he responded frustrated with, "I don't understand hints, just tell me what you want, woman." He really helped me communicate better. I don't know why we grow up thinking we can't directly ask for things. Imagine hinting what you want at Chipotle. I just spent the last hour shouting all of these to my husband in the other room, and him replying, "Yep. Bunch of snitches in this thread." At least they didn't disclose any of the serious stuff. Like stuff about that meeting we all have once a year. We don't talk about that. We don't care how popular or unpopular you are with other women, so it shouldn't factor into how you value yourself when dating. Edit. Thanks for the gold, internet stranger. When people come crying to us, our first inclination is to fix the problem. Since this is often not possible, lead with something along the lines of "can I vent for a minute?" or anything that signals to us this is just a time for active listening, rather than a problem solving session. When we want to be alone, it's not that we don't want to be around you, it's that we don't want to be around anyone for a bit. I get this one way too well. I go through bouts where I just don't want to talk to anyone regardless of how close we are. Men want to be wanted and desired too. I can count the number of times a woman has come out and either asked me out or told me she was attracted to me on one hand. And from my understanding, that is a high number. We don't miss hints because we are dense or stupid. We miss them because we have learned the hard way that sometimes it's just a friendly compliment or some such. That embarrassment sticks with you. If you have ever looked at a dude and oh wow he's attractive / you'd like to go out with him, go talk to him. Men love confident women. And even if he doesn't reciprocate, you will make his day. Or maybe even his year. If we tie down anything in the back of a pickup truck or trailer, it's physically impossible for us not to stand back and say that's not going anywhere. Apostrophe. This is shockingly accurate. Might even be accompanied by shaking the object a bit and looking at your friend for confirmation that he also saw how much it's not going anywhere. Edit. Silver. Thank you so much. These guy secrets seem to fall into 3 areas: male genitalia, toilet habits, and the lack of psychic powers when it comes to women. Got it? You forgot the fact that all men know who killed JFK, but we signed a non-disclosure agreement. There is no amount of hot sex that will stop us from masturbating as soon as we are alone. It's 2 separate releases and you just filled up the spank bank. Sometimes, especially if it was hot. We really do think your hair is good. It looked good before and after you got a haircut. It looked good curly and it looked good straight. It looked good when you woke up and when you made it. As long as it's shaped like the hair we gave girls on stick figures when we were 5 years old, we think it looks good. Men can think a woman is hot without being sexually attracted to her. Men can think other men are hot without being sexually attracted to them. Some men can have respect for someone's looks regardless of their sex. It doesn't mean they want to screw that chick or that guy. It just shows a level of appreciation for the way someone looks or the way they carry themselves. We don't get the hint. Saying I almost broke my neck in the driveway is not the same as asking us to shovel it. In my mind I'm thinking thanks for the heads up. I'll be careful. Subtle hints do not work. Obvious hints do not work. Anything short of spelling it out ABC style at us will not work. When I try to pick up on hints I get it wrong almost every time. At the urinals we typically pee on soap bars. I saw plastic mats to reduce splash damage and smell. Do you mean bar soap or a urinal cake? Because I've had the pleasure of never having to pee on soap or ice yet in my life. Some bars will have ice in the bottom of the urinal. Not sure on the rationale behind it. The mental struggle we have to go through to not scratch around our groin in a public setting. It'll take 100% of my willpower to not do it. The itching can drive me insane, yet the euphoria from actually scratching it is so good. I often imagine this must be what it's like scratching a dog's ears. Every guy has, at one point, used their erection to hold up a towel upon exiting the shower with an unwanted erection. If you're gonna be here you better work. We desperately want you to toss us things instead of just handing them to us. When I asked my husband for confirmation on this, he said, Yay. It's fun to catch things. No matter how you shake and dance, the last 2 drops go in your pants. As a favor, I worked on a girl's car one time and got pretty dirty. Afterwards, she asked me if I wanted to come inside and take a shower. I told her no because I hadn't brought any clean clothes to put on after the shower. She just kinda giggled. Yeah, us guys aren't exactly too bright when it comes to reading between the lines. Not sure if this is universal, but guys usually have at least one pastime for which the process and ritual is just as satisfying, if not more so, than the outcome. One example is my morning espresso. If I'm making it, being interrupted or rushed is very disruptive. To the point where I'd rather not have started it. For others it may be washing the car, barbecue, or shaving. But try to mind when guys are doing something where the means are and end in and of themselves. Being able to fully invest in these gratifying rituals is fulfilling to a surprising degree. Just because we're in the shower for an abnormally long time doesn't mean we are jerking off. Guys like to have long hot showers too, you know. The shower is the only place that nobody bothers me and I can't just shut my mind down. That's why I take 30 minutes for a shower. I like hugs. You monster, I bet you like hand holding too. Nice try, BuzzFeed. Guys also like to be walked up to and asked out. My current girlfriend, soon to be fiance, asked me out. We worked at the same company and she just came up to me and said, "Hey Justy Burger, I think you and I should go get dinner tonight." I asked her who else was going and she said, "I think it'd be nice if it was just you and me." So yay, that was pretty cool. If you have a son, don't rush into his room and demand that he get up immediately to do chores or some shit. He definitely has morning wood and would appreciate not needing to hide a boner from his mom. Give him like 5 minutes. Guys have damn near zero ability to hold a grudge if an apology is genuinely offered and accepted. Hell, most guys have a great friend in their lives that started out with some shitty misunderstanding but worked itself out. Women can nurse a grudge in ways most men cannot fathom. I have seen fist fights and brawls end in hugging and handshakes. Just because I got pee on the wall doesn't mean in being lazy. It's because it decided to come out a different direction than where the hose was pointed. Edit. Just to clarify, I did clean it up. But at 6 in the morning sometimes you miss a spot. That when you fling your underwear off your leg and catch it, you feel like a ninja. 100% shared by both genders. It makes me feel lazy and athletic at the same time, haha. It's not that we can't take hints, we are just afraid of looking too far into something. If someone is flirting with me, I have the dilemma of, is she actually into me? Or is this just how her personality is? I can't count the number of times that I ruined potential relationships or made an ass out of myself when I moved from the west coast of the US to the south. In the south, they use honey, sweetie, and darling like those in the west used dude. I thought every woman I met was flirting with me. They were not. If it is hot outside and you see a guy do some wacky dance, they are just unsticking their balls. You fool. You've destroyed us. Shrinkage. Like a frightened turtle. There is an unwritten rule of bathroom urinal etiquette that is never taught to young men, but is somehow universally known. When a man enters a public restroom to pee in the urinal, he is to occupy every other available urinal from other urinating men, meaning the prime peeing positions are in urinals 1, 3, and 5 if that is available. 2 and 4 should only be occupied if there are no other choices. If, by some unfortunate circumstance, you come across urinal 1 and 4 in use, with 2 and 3 open, always go for urinal 3. When 4 leaves it, balance it back out to odd numbered urinals being used. We used to talk about this in college. We called it urinal theory, and it was an extensive and active field of study. Only weirdos choose to piss in the urinal next to you when there are plenty of open urinals along the wall. Also, if we have to use the toilet to piss, we tend to piss on the side of the bowl to make less noise. Whisper piss. How often we fantasize about saving the day from terrorist attack or something. Pee shivers. I've never felt so connected to my fellow man than knowing every guy in the world understands these 2 words. I know what it means, but I've never had it happen to me. Makes me sad. Our balls are slightly uncomfortable 30% of the time. When we come home from work, we could use some downtime to do nothing. The car ride home does not count. Give us 20 to 30 minutes without unloading. This may be true for everyone, but having a moment to just be dormant on your couch or in front of the TV lets our body and brain say, work is over, and you can put it behind you. Sometimes we like to be the little spoon. If the big spoon is smaller than you, it's called a jetpack. I don't know if you just made this up, but I love it. Men don't think about sex every 6 seconds. It's actually not always so easy to get an erection. Sometimes he's tired, or he's nervous or worried, or he's on meds that make it difficult. Antidepressants are notorious for this, or any number of things. The stereotype is that men are always ready to get up and go, but this is far from true. So don't expect it, and don't be offended when his dick doesn't want to play, even if he does. Sometimes we want to not do anything cause our dicks get hard for no reason. If we have a goofy hobby and you take interest in it, even the slightest, we love it. I'm a big gamer and my wife, who also games, but not the same ones I play, will often watch what I'm doing, ask about the game, and generally take an interest. Her saying "Oh, are you looking forward to Anthem?" is really cool, and I appreciate her interest. It's be so easy for her to pay no attention, and her doing so makes a big difference. Sometimes when we are walking our balls hit our legs. Sometimes we can accidentally sit on our own balls and it hurts. If our balls are itchy, we don't actually scratch them. Instead we rely on clever little pinches to the nutsack. The good old pinch and roll technique. Sometimes we masturbate just to pass the time. It is not sexual at all. It is a bit like making a coffee to pass 10 minutes. If you play video games hours on end, a solid wank can revitalize your body and keep it going. This ain't a suggestion. It's a prescription. We're just as insecure as anyone. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.